Hello everyone, what's going on? We are doing a somewhat of a tech review for content creators, game streamers who are wanting to get into the market of game streaming, content creating, and I will say that it is never too late to join in on this because every year there's always going to be new creators coming out that you've never heard of. And of course, in the gaming scene, we have the PlayStation 5, we have the Xbox Series X, we have a new generation of consoles. So, of course, you're going to start seeing some new faces. And now you're wondering, now that I want to get into this market of content creators and game streamers, what's the best webcam? What's the best camera to use? Because I want to be able to make sure that people can see me nice and clearly. And of course, another thing, lighting is very important. Sometimes, yeah, the camera is important, but most of the time it's usually the lighting, how well lit you look in the video or whatnot. So lighting does play a very important part. So keep that in mind. Same thing with audio as well. So it's the camera, the lighting, the audio, your first basic three things when it comes to creating content and game streaming. But let's go with the cameras. Currently right now, this is not a webcam. This is my Sony A6100 mirrorless camera, and I'm using this with the Elgato Cam Link, so I'm able to use a DSLR camera, whether it can be a mirrorless or a traditional DSLR or even a camcorder, and I'm able to use that as a webcam, which gives you guys this really nice clean image. And of course, with my DSLR, I can also change it to manual settings. I can mess with the aperture. I can have the background blurred out as you guys see and have it completely focused out, or flip it around where I'm blurred out but you guys can see this. Like, I have complete control. Now when it comes to webcams, you may not have that much control, but I still would say that there are webcams that I would consider. But I want to show you guys the 4 webcams that I have that I've been having for years. Like recently I got the Logitech Brio, and it's a very nice camera, and I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. So right now, as I said, this is the Sony A6100. This is the quality of the actual camera that is being used off of the Elgato Cam Link. So that's one. So we're gonna go ahead and select that one off. This is the Logitech Brio. This is how the Logitech Brio looks. What I really like about the Logitech Brio is you have a wide field of view. Like, you can see this. Like on the Sony A6100, you don't see that. Even if I were to try to, let's just say, okay, can I zoom out or zoom in? I'm trying to look for a little lever. Okay, that's zooming in. All right. That's as far as it can go as far as like zooming out. So that's the Sony A6100, unless I push the camera back, and then you'll be able to see a lot more in the background. But this is the Logitech Brio. This one can go up to 4K, 30 frames per second, and 1080p, 60 frames per second. But you get this nice wide view. Like, you can see the laptop here, you can see my other screen over here, the lights that I use when I'm streaming that serves as a backlight, so you can see that. And right now I have everything set to 1080 30, since 2 of the other webcams cannot do 1080 60, so 1080 30 for everything. And this is what you see with the Logitech Brio. You can go up to 4K if your hardware can handle it, but if you're gonna stream, I highly recommend 720 60. 720p, 60 frames per second when broadcasting. But of course, for displaying purposes only, you can shoot it up as high as it can go. So this is at 1080 30 on the Logitech Brio. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. This one is the Logitech StreamCam Plus. This one came out, I think, last year, and this was more geared towards the streamers and whatnot. Like, if you're wanting to get into streaming, then this would be the webcam for you. And I've used this webcam for a great deal of time. Especially, it does very well when I have the green screen. So instead of playing with the settings like the brightness and the contrast and things like that, it handled it very well, as long as you have good lighting, which I mentioned in the beginning. Have good lighting, because that's where it's gonna make you look really good. So this is the Logitech StreamCam Plus. This one can't go up to 4K. It's cheaper than the Logitech Brio, but it can do 1080 60. And of course, I'm also gonna do this, where I can unhook the camera and flip it, and I can have it in portrait mode. So let's just say if you want to broadcast to your Twitter, your Facebook Live, or even Instagram Live, because you can stream to your desktop. You can't stream to Instagram off of your desktop. It's possible. So this is more for anyone who wants to just stream to Instagram or whatnot, and they want to use the landscape mode. So there's the benefit of that. So that's the StreamCam Plus for you. Let me put that back on. It's cheaper than the Logitech Brio, but it's still like, I think it's going for, I think either 170 or 180, if I recall. Maybe it's a little bit cheaper, but I'll put the price on the screen or whatnot so that way you guys can see it. So that is the StreamCam Plus. Let's move on to the next one. This one is the Logitech C922. This is a really good starter webcam. Like all the webcams that I'm showing you, they're great starter webcams. And once you gain enough money, enough resources to afford something like what I have, which is my mirrorless DSLR, which costs about $850. That's just the camera with the lens. And then of course pay an extra $120 for the cam link. Yeah, you're almost about to spend about $1,000 just to get this kind of image for online. But enough of that. This is the Logitech C922. This is the image that you get. This is the lighting that you'll get with it. You can make adjustments with it or whatnot, but this is the maximum that you'll get with it. And it's give or take. It's a great webcam. I'm not gonna knock it as like, oh, it's just mediocre, it's bad. No. Like, I've had this webcam for at least 2 years after having the C920, which was the best beginner, like the best entry-level webcam for those that want to come into game streaming. So this is the Logitech C922 or C922 Pro, or however you want to call it or whatnot. It's a really good webcam. And if you can't afford something like the StreamCam Plus or the Brio, then bam, you've got this one. And of course you have the C920, which is below that, and this is what the C920 looks like. And I know you got the little whole auto-focusing thing and whatnot, which you can turn off. Like, you can turn off auto-focusing on all the cameras if you want to or whatnot, but this is the C920, and of course show you the difference with C922, C920, C922. C920, this is what you get. And yeah, those are all the cameras. And you're wondering, okay, now I know how he looks like. And let's just say if I turn off the lighting, right? That's how I'll look with the lighting on the C920, the C922, the StreamCam Plus, the Brio, and the Sony Cam. So now you get to see the transition of how it looks with lighting, because as I said before, the lighting is going to make it's going to make a difference on how you look to everyone that is watching you, whether it's through broadcasting or if it's just, hey, I'm recording a video or I'm recording a vlog and you want to make sure that you have a nice, good picture. Lighting is going to play an important part on how you will look. And then of course you can also adjust the settings so that way you can either go for a more warmth look with increased saturation, or maybe not so warmth by decreasing your saturation, your brightness, and things like that. So this one, the C920, I believe you can get one for about $80. Like, I know they've cut the price down up by a good amount, so you can get this one for about under $100. The C922, I believe you can get that for, I think, it shouldn't be no more than $110. Like, it should be like 100 or like maybe from $90 to $110. I'm like, that's the range that I would put the C922 at. I've not checked the prices for myself, but I'll just put it in, you know, in the video, whatnot, so that way you guys will see. And going back, here's the stream cam, and here's the Brio, which I cannot. I love the Brio because of this field of view. I love it because of field of view. It's awesome. I really love the field of view of this because it just captures so much, which is the one of the positive things that I like about the Brio compared to the other 3 webcams is just this big field of view where it just captures a lot compared to the other 4 cameras that I got. And then last but not least, my mirrorless camera. So anyway, guys, that's it for, you know, what I would recommend for 2021 for like best webcams for beginners, you know, beginning content creators in 2021. So you have 4 options. You go with your budget. Go with your budget and go with what you feel like, okay, maybe I'll go with the Brio, but at the same time, I can't afford the Brio, so let me look at the StreamCam Plus. That looks a little bit more attractive, and I can, you know, flip it to portrait instead of landscape, so there's that benefit. Or maybe I can't afford that and I'll go with the C922, which a lot of people would go with the C922 rather than the C20, since the C20 is very old, but it still holds up really nice to this day, depending on, of course, lighting. How good is your lighting? So yeah, the C920, C922, like I would say if you don't have enough, if you're looking to spend less than $150, then go straight for the C922. But if you're looking to spend under $200, then go with the StreamCam Plus. And if you big ballin', then by all means, go with a DSLR camera, which I don't have many DSLR cameras. I mean, I have my Nikon, but then again, the thing with DSLR cameras is finding ways to keep them to stay on. You can do it with a camcorder, but some DSLR cameras won't stay on. They'll eventually cut off because of either battery issues or the cord that you're using to make sure that it stays charged doesn't, you know, crap out on you. So you have your options. But anyway, guys, y'all let me know in the comment section below what webcams do you feel like you want to go for and whatnot. And yeah, I would love to hear your side of the story. So that being said, as always, stay classy.